Hello everyone. Yesterday I was going to get on here with the recipes from all of you that sent to me, and I wanted to do a recipe of cornbread. I haven't eaten any beans yet. I put them in the refrigerator and I just now put them back in that little crock pot to eat because I'm hungry for beans. I was yesterday, but not as hungry as I am today for them. So there is two that I picked out from the comments. One comment we had, I laughed because it said, just use the sack. It's just as good. And it can be. My husband Dan likes a certain kind he buys. We hardly ever have it, but I want cornbread with my beans. And I'm going to put something else special on there that I learned that the old Southerners do when they would eat beans, and I'm sure a lot of you know. But anyway, I looked and looked. I do not have any cream corn, so I couldn't make Beverly's. I wanted to because it sounded really good, but I just didn't have any cream corn till I go to the store. And I looked at Mary Lou's, and she adds vanilla pudding. I don't have any vanilla pudding. Well, there was a lot of different recipes, and then the one that Vicky had on there, I had to write her and ask her, but I haven't checked my comments yet. It said 1 1/4 cup of, I didn't know what, a 1 1/4 cup of what I was supposed to put in. Then there was another one that I wasn't sure either what to put in. And I know that all good cooks, when they do their stuff, they hardly ever do a recipe. So when we're writing them down for someone else, we think, well, it's 1 1/4 cup of, we think in our mind what it is. And so I thank you all for sending them, and I will be using the other ones too. But today, for cornbread, Angel Miracle sent me one that I thought was doable for me to do today with what I have. And then Tanya sent me one that I think I can do that I have. So what I'm going to do with the one Angel sent me was I'm going to make that mix up, because it was a mix for that. Because I'm making mixes too for different things. Like I've got my stuff in here. This is homemade self-rising cornmeal that I made. And then I have the sugar over here. So I got my red bowl out. We're going to try some of this. And I already have my lard in my skillet. So I'm going to put that skillet in the oven. I'm going to turn it on. I think Tanya said, oh, I didn't see. I think it's 375, she said. Because I didn't write the whole thing down. So I'm going to put it on 375. Okay. Now my oven started up. Now we put 1 cup. I got to get my cups out. Cups. And I don't know if I have any. Yeah, they're in there too. I try to put them all in the same place. So 1 cup of yellow cornmeal. 1 cup. I'll put a recipe in there. I had a recipe in there for Southern, but I didn't know I put it in there. Okay, 1 cup. Cornmeal. And let's see. Gosh, I might not write the whole thing down. 1/2 cup all-purpose flour. 1/2 cup. That's 3/4. It's a half right there. 1/2 cup of flour. What's that? That's 1 cup. I put that in there. I always got things in my flour and sugar and all that. 1/2 cup of flour. I keep this in the freezer. And let's see. 1 egg. One egg. 1 teaspoon baking powder. Powder. And I got the lard in 2 tablespoons. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar in instead of 2 teaspoons. I hope that's all right. Well, that's a teaspoon there. There. Okay, now. I think I didn't write it all down. Well, I'm going to put this, I'm going to kind of combine them. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of melted butter in that. And I got to open my, hold on. I told you I always kind of forget one item when I come to cook. So I put the egg and I put a little bit of butter in it, and I'm just going by her recipe and what I think, you know, it's like everybody says, you add or take away whatever you want. But here's some milk. It's evaporated milk, half and half. I put half water, half evaporated milk. And I'm going to use my handy dandy spoon that Miss Colette sent me from California. So here we go. We're going to mix all this up. And I'll tell you something else I'd like to have a little bit of it in is honey. About a tablespoon of honey. Okay, let's start stirring this up. See what we got. And I think she said if it's thin, if it's thick, just add milk until it's thin, enough to pour. Which you could probably do water too. As soon as I get that creamed corn, I'm going to make the one Beverly said. I really looked at that and thought, man, that'll be good. She said it's extra moist. So here's how it's looking, the one that Tanya sent me. I just added some honey and what else did I add? Did I put the baking? Yes, I did. I put the baking powder in. Egg, flour. Yeah, I put it. Pretty sure I put everything in there. And I'll eat it with my beans. Now, another recipe I would love for people to put in my comments is I want a good recipe for rice pudding. I have never made rice pudding, and I want it to be, you know, real pudding, like scratch pudding. And they used to make it, and they probably still do at Todd's Mountain View in Lancaster. And my mom always got it. And we always got us a parfait dish with it in there. And I kind of like to know the recipe to that. If someone could do that for me. This is mixed up really nice without any lumps. I think that's about right there. Little salt. So that's the one, and then the one Angel sent, I'm going to make the mix, and I'm going to put it in a thing, and that way I'll have that, what to add to that mix. Because hers is like 1 1/3 cup of that homemade mix, 3 tablespoons of oil or butter, 1/3 cup of milk, and 1 egg. So it's kind of similar. I am going to put this skillet in here and let it get hot. I'll let it get hot and let the shortening or lard melt. And get everything out of the way here anyway. I got the baking soda out just in case, but I didn't have to use that. And my little thing of white vinegar, why I got that out, I don't know. Maybe there was a recipe with some of that in it. I'm not sure. And I got this out that Colette sent me from California because I thought about making some corn fritters. Might do that later. I have made apple fritters. Just waiting on that now to get done. I'll put it down on this one. It comes out. It says, Jesus is my rock, and that's how I roll. It's got a rolling pin on it. My mother-in-law got me that. There was 2 of them. I love it. If I had a whole drawer of these, I'd be happy because I like these kind of towels. Let me turn my... So, one day, I went to use the oven and it wouldn't come on. Our brand new stove. I thought it's doing the same thing the other one did. But the other one was like probably 35, 40 years old. It was here when we got the house. And finally, you know, I was talking to Dan, and he said, is there a lock button on that? Well, it's right beside the light button where you turn the light on, see your food. And I pushed the wrong button. And as soon as I pushed in on that, it unlocked the oven and it started working again. So I have to watch where I poke my finger at. Because if I poke lock beside the light, it's going to lock it again. So I'm waiting on that to melt. Really good. And I seen something on YouTube. I like to watch cooking shows. And I seen where someone said not to get your lard way too sizzling, because then your cornbread will be real brown on the bottom. I didn't know that. Anytime I've ever made cornbread in iron skillet, I always get it piping hot, sizzling hot. So I didn't see how long she said to bake this. I just wrote down little bits and pieces of it. So I'm pretty sure she said 20 minutes or 25 minutes, so we'll go there. Because all the comments and recipes is on the phone I'm using. So anyway, happy Monday, and I'm going to have beans today, and I'm going to love them because they've been cooked for a while. And Vicky, shout out to Vicky Massey, you said you were going to have beans today too. So are you making cornbread? But rice pudding, if anybody can give me a good recipe for homemade rice pudding, I'd like to surprise somebody with it. I won't say who. I'd like to surprise them. So this is still nice and pouring. Good to pour. I watch you ladies some of you just whip up everything. Now, the way I used to make cornbread is I would use 1 box of Jiffy to 1 box of Jiffy white cake mix. I went to a restaurant one time in Lancaster, and I asked the woman, the waitress, I said, what do you guys put in this cornbread? It's so good. She said, it's so easy. Just 1 box of white Jiffy cake mix to 1 box of Jiffy cornbread mix. That's all you do. She said, we make a big abundance of it on Bean Day. I brought that home and I made it. And I think my brother Jack was down then. It's been a while. And I made it, and he said, he didn't like cornbread, okay? But I'll never forget him looking at me and saying, I kind of like this cornbread, but it tastes a little bit like cake, too. So that's the difference. And I can't hardly find the white cake mix of Jiffy. I would probably have to go on Amazon. But it's really good if you try it. For people that don't like cornbread, they might like that. Things like that. It's getting there. I'm waiting, waiting, waiting. I did not know that my butter dish and this matched. It was my mom. She gave it to me a long time ago. And I never, until I moved into this house, realized that the butter dish and this was a set. So I didn't even know it for all them years. I just used one and put the other one up, or using them both now. That smells good. It smells really good. Now, Pamela, quit playing in your food. This is going to be good with beans, I am sure. So thank you, Tanya. Thank you, everyone else. I'll probably be putting your recipes together and putting in the recipe book. Like I said, I want to borrow your recipe so I can copy off of it. The only one I've ever had is the Jiffy and Jiffy cake mixed together. Jiffy cornmeal and Jiffy cake mixed together. It is really good, and it does make a big, thick piece of cornbread. Some people like it real thin and, crumbly. That's the way they used to eat it, and I do not know how to make it like that. So I'll be looking to see if anybody can. I'm loving this oven that Dan and I picked out. I love it. I don't think I could go back to electric after having this gas stove here. But anyway, I hope you're all doing good. And Vicki, I hope that you are enjoying your beans. And Fiona, I'm hoping that you're really enjoying your birthday, even though it's Monday. You're supposed to celebrate all month long, is what I heard from my sister Rita, that you're supposed to celebrate all month long. So I hope you're still celebrating and enjoying your birthday. And anybody else that has a birthday. And for, I forget the fellow's name that wrote, just use a sack of the cornmeal mix. It's just as good. It is. It's good, but I want to be able to have my stuff on a shelf so that I can put it together instead of going store and buying what I need. I can just have it here and put it together. And I'm sure we're all that way. We all like to put our own stuff together. I was going to put some oil in it, but I did not because I put butter in it. Just to leave the oil not left out, I put just about 1/4 teaspoon in there. Boy, that smells so good. Let me see here. It's about ready. Trying to get the skillet hot itself. Once you get iron hot, it stays that way really good. And I love my Filex cast iron set. I have not used the Dutch oven yet, which I plan on using it. But I've used the skillets and the bacon press and stuff like that, things like that. And I love it because I finally got it to the point where nothing, it used to have, every time I washed it and wiped it with paper towels, it had like a black sort of to it. Now it doesn't. Finally, after 2 years, it's just so slick and nice. And it always has been slick because it was pre-treated, but I just treat it now with a little bit of oil on it, a lot of oil after I wash them and dry them. Then I put oil and heat them up a little bit for a while, and they're gorgeous. Anyway, I think I might try to get that out. It's heavy. Filex is heavy. Cast iron is heavy. Okay, the oil is melted. So I will pour this down in here. It's got a little sizzle to it. Yeah, got a little sizzle. You can see it there. You should be able to see that sizzle around there. Ding, ding. Okay, it's got the sizzle around it, as you can see. Now I'm going to put it back in the oven. It's really heavy. There we go. Going in the oven. All I gotta do is wash up or wipe them out or wash them or something. Gotta wash this and this. And this goes in the sugar, I think. Goes it in the sugar? Yeah, I think that was in the flour. I'll put it back in the flour. Stay in the freezer. This is all I could get in our town was gold medal. I like Hudson Cream, Martha White, stuff like that. You know. Anyway, it's going to be exciting to taste that recipe, Tanya. And I watched you make French toast with strawberries and syrup on it this morning. I watched that while I was trying to write down recipes and stuff. I like good old home cooks. You know, when I'm on YouTube, I don't like to go to the ones that's all dressed up so pretty and everything's just dainty and everything. I'm not interested. And the only one that I've ever really liked to watch was that something chick. I can't remember because it's been so long. I watched her make, like, do beans and stuff like that. Southern Frugal Mama. Put my thumb up to her. And Three Rivers Homestead. Best Home Cooking, Tanya. Put my thumb up to. I go to certain ones, you know. The Hillbillies, I go watch their family dinners and just, you know, things like that. Or I'll watch Tony Evans, the preacher, or something like that while I'm moving around the house and stuff. Love, love, love to watch people cook. I wish some of you guys that are watching this would get on and do a video and cook so I could watch you. Anyway, let's see what this is doing. It's cooking up real nice. And the only thing I can say right now is when I get done, I'll put a picture down below of the cornbread because you don't want to hear me talk for 20 minutes. I don't have enough stuff to tell you. So anyway, God bless you all, and let me pull you up to me. And let's see, right over there is my little crock pot with beans in it. My Bosch is over there waiting on me, and I got to put my milk and my butter away. But the Bosch is waiting on homemade bread. So anyway, God bless you all. I'll put a piece below and let you know how it was. I don't know if I can do that on YouTube or not, but if anybody knows how to do it, I don't. So anyway, God bless you all. Have a good Monday. Enjoy whatever you're eating. Mine is beans and cornbread. Thank you all. God bless.